Today, I want to talk to the people who know everything about the nervous system. You've watched the videos, you've read the books, you know what fight, flight, freeze, fawn are. You've done somatics, breath work, brain retraining, inner child work, and yet you still do not feel safe in your body. You are still dysregulated despite all of that knowledge and even all that application of that knowledge. For a long time, I was you. And in this video, I'm going to explain why you haven't been able to make it past this block yet. The first thing you need to know is knowing the tools is not the same thing as feeling safe. And feeling safe is the key to your nervous system regulating. So for years, I could list off every nervous system concept like I was a freaking encyclopedia. I knew polyvagal theory forward and backward. I could talk about it like I was teaching a college class. But when push came to shove and it was late at night and I was dealing with my own symptoms of nervous system dysregulation, a racing heart, anxiety, insomnia, and then eventually full-blown chronic pain, none of that knowledge made me feel safe. You probably know that you intellectualize the things that you're learning. You understand everything logically, but you don't feel any of it emotionally. It's a very cognitive process. It is not embodied yet. It's like you know it, but you don't know it, if that makes sense. And that's a very, very confusing place to be. It makes you feel like you're doing things wrong. It makes you feel like something must be broken in you because you see everyone else having all this success. It's really hard not to look out and see that other people are making progress and are making success with the very tools you're using, with the very things that you've known about for 20 years. But I want you to hear me when I say this. Your body does not care how many books you've read or how much you know. And this was a really hard thing for me to admit because I'm a go-getter. I'm good at figuring things out. I'm really good at finding a solution. And this nervous system thing is a thing that really escaped me for a long time. It was something I just could not get to the bottom, no matter how much I kept absorbing and reading and learning and studying. My brain would be like, I know what's happening. I know why it's happening. And my body was like, yeah, I don't care. I'm still scared. So remember, your body isn't looking for information. I know that's the first step, being in an information gathering period, but gathering information doesn't provide that felt sense of safety in your body. Knowing something and feeling it and embodying it are two separate things. And unfortunately, all of the nervous system education and learning becomes your new coping mechanism. It's another form of control that you're trying to find in your life, another way of trying to stay ahead of the danger. So any tool I used, I was using it like a fire extinguisher. There was an active threat and I was using something to kind of get rid of that active threat. And it didn't even work very well. In those moments, I wasn't regulating. I was bracing and I was fighting and I was resisting. Any tools that you are using from fear are going to reinforce the fear. I tried breath work, grounding, shaking, somatic tracking, EFT, meditation, but I did all of it while feeling terrified. I did everything with urgency and panic and with an attempt to make what I was feeling go away. And that all came from the belief that I can't handle this existing here. I didn't know that when you use a tool with the energy of fear, your body only here's the fear part. The fear is going to speak a lot louder than the tool does. And ultimately, what you are communicating to your system is this moment is unsafe and we need to fix it now. So you can understand how that is reinforcing the danger and preventing safety. And if you're hearing all of this and you're like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I've been doing. So what the hell do I do instead? This is a huge part of why I am creating my new program called Soft Regulation. It's for people who already know all the tools, but they still feel unsafe. They're still dysregulated. They're still not making any progress because that was me. And that's why it's so important to me that it's simple and that it's focused on your body being able to find that safety and build that capacity. That way you can move forever out of performing techniques. It's not out yet, but if you want to be one of the first people to know, I'm going to drop the waitlist link in the description. The next thing to remember is that emotional safety is the missing piece, not a tool, not a technique. You cannot regulate a body that doesn't feel emotionally safe. You can do every technique I just listed, but if your system doesn't feel like you won't abandon it, you won't panic at sensations, you won't judge it, you won't rush it, and you won't try to force it, then it's never going to soften. Tools don't create safety. Your relationship you have with yourself does. Safety comes from trust, not from a technique. There have been really specific points on my journey where I have felt a softening. After years of pressure and bracing and resistance and fixing, it's like my body started giving me this feedback that it believed me. Like it finally didn't have to do its job the way that it had done it for the last 30 years. I wasn't trying to fix every sensation anymore. I wasn't treating every symptom like an emergency. I wasn't rushing through every minute of my day like something was chasing me. And I finally stopped performing healing like it was a checklist. If you feel like healing has become just another to-do list, get outside, enjoy your life, do something creative, and you're just crossing these things off while feeling this fear and feeling this resistance, your nervous system is not going to get the message of safety. It is going to still feel like it needs to perform, that it needs to be perfect, that it needs to get all of the things done before you earn your rest. And we have to flip all of that on its head. You have to let your body have its own timing. And more importantly, you have to let your body lead this process. Because when you do that, you relinquish the control that you've tried to maintain in your mind this whole time. You let your body know, take your time. We'll figure this out together. I'm willing to wait. I'm willing to be patient. And I'm willing to do this in a different way. When you let your body have its own timing, you build trust. If you've been feeling that disconnect from everything you know versus how your body is still responding now, you're not imagining it. There is a gap. And I was in that place for far too long. And my hope of making this video is to help you not be in that place as long as I was. There will be a point, and it may be right this second as you're watching this video, where you realize you do not need more information. You need to begin implementation. And you need to begin that implementation from a place of trust and patience and acceptance that this is going to take the time that it takes. Because when you do that, there is something inside of you that softens and releases and exhales and is like, oh, thank God, she's not going to be forcing me anymore. She's going to let me have this space so that we can work through this together. I'm not going to be pushed and forced into something that I'm not ready yet, something that I haven't built that safety and capacity for yet. We don't get to out technique or out tool ourselves from what needs to be a changed relationship that we have with ourselves. There is no tapping or meditation that's going to override the changes that need to be made, the changes with how you approach this. And the most important thing I'm talking about here is the energy with which you approach it. Knowledge is one thing. It's having the thoughts, it's having the information, but embodying it and understanding it and implementing it and feeling it is a body-based experience. At a certain point, we have to get out of our head. We have to say, hey, I've got the information. I know what I need to do. And I'm going to start doing it now from a completely different energy, from a completely different space. What you most likely need right now is a different way of being with what is already happening. If something in this video landed for you, I would love for you to share it with me in the comments. I love knowing what moments make people take a pause and have an insight and go, oh my God, this is it. Just something that helps you with the next step. We don't need to figure it all out today, but chances are you have enough information to get started and get going, and we can lessen the consumption hours that you're spending, and we can increase the creation of safety that you're creating. I'll see you guys on the next video.